more can I say?
Top Billin.
All right, y'all, walk and talk with me right now. Man, this game is almost here. I cannot be any more excited. Two teams, which I think is a 50-50 fight. Anything can happen in 50-50 fights. Both these teams, in my opinion, are each other's equal. They both have things that the other could possibly struggle with. But one thing that I'm noticing in the lead up to this one, at least stuff that's brought to my attention, because you guys know I don't seek out football opinions. I don't watch shit on football outside of what goes on the field. I'm always inundated with that. And so I don't burn myself out. I'll just let people bring me opinions. And it's always about what Tennessee is going to do to Georgia. But what about what Georgia's going to do to Tennessee as well? You have to say that Georgia has a top, 10-ish passing offense? I'm going to look that up. See, I would think, just watching Georgia, when I do watch them, they have really no trouble passing the ball. To me, they make it a little bit difficult. This is what Georgia should do to start out games. I said this before. Georgia is at its best when it plays small ball. It has to make sure that it works the edges. Remember, expand and contract. Expand and contract. When they work the edges to start out the game playing that small ball, doing it with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of pacing, right? A little bit of heat pacing, back it off a little bit, throttle it down, hit the edges, make people tackle in space. They're tough to deal with. Right here, you get the split flow action because it looks like it's going to be some type of lead toss or power toss here to Dejon Edwards. In reality, you get that split flow action. Got shallow cross here by Brock Bowers, Lad McConkey on more of the mid-range variety of the same route. And you get that action, and people have to pay attention to it because, remember, Georgia can still run that damn ball. They got some horses up there, baby, right? And they have some dudes that can really get it in as far as the offensive line goes there. So you have to respect that. So when you start playing that game, right, hit the edges. Look at that. Airspace and opportunity like you wouldn't believe. You got Brock Bowers here. You got your man Lad McConkey there. Get it out on the edges. Make people tackle. And you got guys who really get after it as far as the blocking goes. I mean, all the receivers they're blocking. This is a really good blocking team downfield and a team that makes you try to tackle in space. They chunk yards that way, opposed to going vertical to start the game, not being in any rhythm. It seems like Georgia and its offensive coordinator has something to prove to start the games when in earlier versions of the offense this season, they bend the edges and hit the edges and just destroy people that way. So Georgia's his own worst enemy at times on offense. Wait, what? Georgia has the number 2 total offense in the country? Nobody's saying anything about that? That's crazy, right? Number 1 and number 2 offense going in here, and we know Georgia don't play around on defense, so imagine that right there. Now, we know Tennessee explosive is all get out through the air, and Tennessee has a pretty good ground game as well. Pretty good offensive line and really good in pass protection, I believe. But they have a scheme that gets rid of the ball really quick that makes it tough there. Georgia, as far as a good tackling team, I think Georgia's a very good tackling team, and some of that could nullify each other. But just knowing right here that Georgia's the number 2 in total offense, let's see what it is in pass offense. Look, I was right. The number 8 ranked pass offense in the country. 8.75 yards per attempt. Look at Tennessee, 11.26 yards per attempt. All right, a little bit more comparison here. The number 13 pass defense in the country. So I'm looking around here, and I don't see anyone that Tennessee faced above Georgia. This will be the best passing defense that they've faced. Imagine that. So you got the number 1 passing offense or whatever they were, or number 1 offense, period. And where's Tennessee? Let's go to the second page here. Yeah. Is this right? You know what? You're damn right. It's right now that I think about it. I covered that Florida game. and it had me all out of sorts. I was thinking Anthony Richardson about to turn a corner and destroy the college football ranks because he went off for like damn near 500 yards passing against Tennessee. Good Lord, Tennessee's the 127th rank. So even if you don't respect Georgia's passing offense, which is crazy, obviously it was the number 8 in the country, it going against the 127th, only team, it faced one team worse, Vanderbilt. And that's Vandy. And it destroyed Vandy. Come on, man. You guys got to – there's no way you can break this down and not say this isn't a 50-50 fight. Because even with that being said, they still have to go out and earn it and everything. And Tennessee could still put it up like you wouldn't believe. They could put it on the glass like Mix-a-Lot. Tennessee is the absolute truth on offense. There's no doubt about that. That defense to me, though, mad suspect. Another one of these plays to get it out on the edges here. This time you have Brock Bowers. He'll motion to tight and slightly stop just to run a submarine route into the flat. Let McConkey come in on a drag route, and then on the other side, you'll have an out route by Kears Jackson. So you'll see the 3-level concept right there, high-low reads. Get it right here. Take a snapshot. What didn't happen? Obviously, the safety did not follow Brock Bowers all the way over, so it lets you know it's probably some type of combination coverage going on there. So we see the front-facing play-action fake. They really sold that good. And you can see the leverage right here being had by Kears Jackson to this out route. And Bennett throws it very well on the run. Absolutely perfect here. But you can see here, he putting people in a conflict of assignment as well. You see him having to drift back just to try to rob this potential drag route here, which obviously lends itself to both of these being of an option there. So gets it out to Jackson, who has that early pandemic separation right there. 6 feet at all times. How about giving people the same medicine but in different applications? This time you'll see a little bit different personnel out there on the field. This time you have Dylan Bell here on the drag. You'll get that short motion, back to tight, and then your submarine route by Brock Bowers. And then on the backside here, you have an out route by Stetson Bennett this time. Same exact shit, different toilet. That's it. Sometimes that's all you need. See the short motion, or back to tight. This time he plants. So when you do that right there and you plant, it could give you the indication that it could be a run from your keys right there. Just naturally, right? You're naturally inclined to think that. However, front-facing play-action fake, get him out on the edges, and you can see right here, this time you got Darnell Washington leaked out as well, but you can see the layer of the high-low reads here, right? Brock Bowers on the out route. Like before, you got the drag coming here. Conflict of deployment, this time catching them in man coverage. They catch Tennessee in some man coverage. It's going to be tough for Tennessee to tackle out on the edges for sure. Now, Kentucky got the brakes beat off of it by Tennessee, so it wasn't able to really play its games. Turnovers doomed them in, and, of course, the inability to really play their game because they got behind, so they couldn't run the ball. But when they could run the ball, like on some of these inside zone plays, man, I saw a lot of gentrification going on. People were getting displaced in the run game. We see right here, 3 technique. He out of the play. He gone. Look at this, cooking. Getting downfield, north-south. Chris Rodriguez breaking tackles. Georgia could definitely replicate that, and it needs to replicate that if it's really trying to win. Trying to go blow for blow with Tennessee is cool, but slowing their game down in certain aspects, like I said before, throttle it down, whether it be the heat tempo pacing or whether it be the game itself. Start running the ball. Try to get that offense off rhythm. Keep the ball, time of possession, and all that, because you know it's a quick strike offense. It doesn't need much time to score anyway, but you want to make it harder on them, making them score from far out or not score at all. Put field goals up, play good red zone defense, and it should be a very good game right here. But we see the displacement going on. Look at the bodies here, right? These guys lighting the loafers or something like that. They're getting blown off the ball here. And you can see Kentucky doing a good job of that. And I still think Georgia has a better run outfit than Kentucky. It's just a better offense all around with better offensive personnel, although this Chris Rodriguez guy is as good as any Georgia back. But they have 3 Chris Rodriguez's and better offensive linemen, in my opinion. I showed this in my Tennessee after game film study here. They can be susceptible on the edges here. You see them because they have to fabricate a lot of pressure. Look at that. You don't want that to happen against the University of Georgia. That's more than likely 6. But with Kentucky, it's a spataya. He's sleep. All right. Split zone from under center. Get that cross formation block here. You can see him getting downhill and a little bit more displacement. See here? Look at that. Look at that zone flow. Come on. Look at them washed. They're getting washed away like rain. Now, true enough, it looks like they may be slanting slightly. But once they get their hands on them, you can see right here, double at the point of attack. You got doubles here. Everybody hat on hat. You got a hat on hat. And these guys are getting washed away like rain. Look at him. He's getting really displaced right there. And you see Rodriguez with the cutback. Even the tight end getting involved right there. This is very much Georgia-like. We know that's what Kentucky is about, running the ball there. Power gap scheme here, pulling the guard, getting downhill. And you can see down blocks. Look at him. Force it to the edge. You see him press and bounce. Look at that. Press it downhill. The waters are muddy here. Right? Lots of sanitation there. They crash down real hard. Bouncing to the edge there. Great job by the pulling guard here to seal off. And then bink. Bink his shit a little bit, right? Make him fertilize himself. When you get binked like that, you definitely down goes Frazier. You're going down, baby. In the interest of fairness, though, remember, I don't have a dog in this fight. Right? I don't like both these teams. And I definitely don't like both these teams' fan bases. But look, Georgia has the 5th ranked rushing defense, and Tennessee has the 9th ranked rushing defense. And it's giving up 2.9 yards per pop. So a lot of people are going to say this. Tennessee appears to be the fastest starting team in the world. Regardless of sport, it's the fastest starting team. It feels like it has 28 points each halftime. So with that being said, a lot of people probably don't get a chance to really lean on their run game, and they haven't played the best run outfits out there, period, at least as far as balanced, right, where they can throw the ball and rush off being able to throw the ball like Georgia. Georgia's his best opponent. Georgia's better than Alabama at passing the ball, is just as good as Alabama at running the ball, and Georgia has a better defense than Alabama. And that's just what it is. So that's why I think this is a 50-50 fight, because with all that being said, Tennessee is still the absolute shit and can definitely take it to Georgia. So I cannot wait for this particular one. I may come back and do something on the Tennessee side. I was supposed to do like I would normally do in years past, do one for each team here, but I'm kind of pressed for time here, and I had other obligations with the NFL content and the sponsorships and stuff. So if I don't get back to it, it's all good, man. It should be a great game, a 50-50 matchup, man. Let me know what you guys think. All right? It's your boy, Mid-Atlantic Murf. Strike the band.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.